Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do another video, and this is going to be on the rise of socialism. Now, what's really ironic is I've already made these several videos on socialism, and on TV there's this ultra-capitalist guy. I predicted this and I predicted that, and I'm a super genius when it comes to capitalism. And there's this clip of, why do so many people want capitalism, or want socialism instead of capitalism, as if, that's a bad thing. And then say, I'm going to give you a book for sale on how capitalism is the best thing in the world. I laugh at it. It's such a pro-capitalist book. It's like, oh my gosh. Really. But there's a reason why socialism is on the rise, and it should be. Socialism on the rise for a good reason. Because capitalism is a failure. Capitalism is a massive failure any way you look at it, and socialism is the way to go. I'll do other videos on why capitalism is a failure. But in here I'm going to talk about socialism on the rise. Now, we talked before about what socialism is. And socialism at its basics is a government which serves the people. The taxes are collected from all the people at all levels, put into a bucket, and then that money is used for services for the people. Roads, libraries, schools, right? Airline safety inspections, restaurant inspections. Okay? Taxes collected go into the government. The government then operates things that are good for the people, and the people get all these services, which is contrary to the way it is now, whereas basically the government is primarily a subsidiary of corporations. Corporations pretty much almost own most of the governments, so they work for the corporations, as well as our money goes to the corporations, tax money goes to corporations, and so many other things. So that is why socialism is on the rise, because we're like, wait a minute, this is feudalism. This is back in the Middle Ages, right? Where the king and his noblemen were taking money from the people and just lining their pockets. Like, hello, you're supposed to go back to the people. That is why socialism is on the rise, and that is why socialism is good. So I certainly applaud every single person who wants socialism, even though some of these people are wrong in their specific desires. They're only wrong in the specifics because they haven't been told about the better ways to achieve their goals. But the movement itself for socialism is good. We should encourage it, we should applaud it, and we should embrace it. All conservatives should become socialists. Again, I'm a conservative and a socialist. They both exist together. All right? I'm a lover of Western civilization, and I'm a socialist. They both exist together. Okay? I would love capitalists to start being socialists too, because they're the part of the problem. Now, for a capitalist to be a socialist, what that basically means is stop owning the government. Basically, disconnect your tentacles from the government. The government does not own, you do not own the government, the people do, and the government is not required to pay anything to you. You earn your money on your own. You don't get it stolen from the taxpayers. Right? That would be what a socialist capitalist would look like. In a sense, it's like George Washington. George Washington was a general, but he wasn't a general when he was in charge as a president. He knew, as a president, he wasn't a military person. He was a president. He was a servant of the people. He also did not serve for life. He only served for 2 terms. Okay? Now, capitalists need to be start to think in the same way. You can have your business, you can have your corporations, but you are not the government. All right? As a corporation, you can own many subsidiary things, but you cannot own the government. And you cannot force the taxpayers to give the government money to get back up to you. If you are a capitalist, you can be a socialist in that way. All right, so socialism is on the rise, as it should be. Everybody around the world should be a socialist. Everybody at every level should be a socialist. From the poorest person to the wealthiest person, everybody should be a socialist. Because socialism is of the people, by the people, for the people. It hasn't been that way in the Western world, and particularly in the United States, hasn't been that way for decades. It's been at least since 1960, since it's been that way. Before the people. It's never been for the people in my lifetime, I can tell you that. It's only been for the elite, by the elite, for the elite. So, socialism is on a rise for a legitimate reason. Because the government has not been paying attention to the people and has not been serving the people when the people are in fact in charge of the government. The people are in charge, in fact, of their own lives. The people want their freedom back. They want their government back. They want control of the government. They want control of their lives. They want control of their own money, how much money they give in, and what the money is paid for when they give it. All those things. Government hasn't been doing that in 50 years, at least. Probably 60 years. So, that is what socialism will bring. And that is why socialism is on the rise. Okay? Do not be afraid of socialism on the rise. As a matter of fact, embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. If you believe in the values of Western civilization, then embrace socialism. If you believe in the principles of Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, and Abraham Lincoln, then you will embrace socialism. Okay? Now, capitalists are the least people that are going to respond to this because they've been the ones owning the government. And they've been one being the dictator. We pretty well much live in a dictatorship where the corporations own the governments. It's not how it should be, but that's the way it is. So they're going to be the last to want to give up their greed. Okay? So that's why you will hear a lot of corporations and capitalists talk about the virtue of capitalism. Virtue of capitalism means everybody else gives their hard-earned money to me. The government gives money to me. The taxpayers give their money to me. And guess what? I'm immune to the law. I can break any rules. I can break any laws, and I won't get any fines, infractions, or anything because I'm above the law. That's what it means to be a capitalist. That's what it's been to be a capitalist since the 80s for sure, and I think as far back as the 60s. And yeah, it's back in the 20s too. Okay? So that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. So all of you people who are talking about capitalism, see, the ones who are not going to get it are the ones who are the real wealthy, you know, the Warren Buffett types. They probably won't get it. Mitt Romney will never get it. Those super elite wealthy who've been stealing from us, they're never going to get it. But if you're just a moderate capitalist where you like to invest money and have your 401k and you've been doing, fairly well for yourself with your own business, say, okay, then embrace socialism. Understand why socialism is here and what it's going to do. All right? It's not going to take your money, actually, at all. What it's going to do is going to free us from the constraints of a dictatorship. Okay? All right. So, socialism on the rise, for good reasons. Embrace it. Everyone in the world should become a socialist eventually, as long as you understand what that means. If you are a small-time capitalist or medium-sized capitalist, hear my words. Hopefully you'll listen and understand that the government serves the people. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you as a corporation. No, 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 no. You don't own it. The government is not here to serve you as a corporation. It's here to serve the entire people. Everybody. Okay? Not just give special benefits to you. And the super wealthy, well, they're not going to get it. They're part of the problem. They're not going to get it. But we need to force them to get it.